Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go.
All right, we're in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take care of you. It's a special edition of Up and Go for today. And I mean really special. You'll find out as we go along. Keep it locked. What you want is what you get, and what you get is more than you bargained for. 99.1.3.5.7 on the FM band, and we're streaming at www.thebridge99fm.com. It is the day when we have our international connections, and definitely we are connecting with you right now. It's a special edition of Up and Go for today. The music is going to reflect that. And we're going to be looking back at some of the things that happened in 2021, a year that many people want to see the back of. Well, you don't have long to wait, because this is, of course, New Year's Eve. In a matter of hours, we'll be into a brand new year with all of the possibilities. Even amidst the pandemic, we still have to give thanks we've got life. As a matter of fact, there are some people today on Christmas Eve who are very, very, very sad in the United States of America, the state of Colorado, where there are some fires that have been raging since yesterday. Listen to this, my people. The sheriff for the area, Joe Pele, has estimated that some 580 homes and other structures in and around an area called Superior in Colorado have been destroyed. I said 580. Can you imagine the devastation for those families on Christmas Eve? They say, fortunately, not just about 6 or 7 injuries reported even at the time when this report was filed a few minutes ago, but they have been experiencing historic 80 to 100 miles per hour winds with gusts in the state of Colorado as high as 115 miles per hour, according to the weather people. The Marshall fire said a fire had burned about 1,600 acres. And this is happening as we speak this morning. And it had spread across areas like Superior and Louisville and other places such as Middle Fork and all these places affected by this fire as we speak. So it's really devastation in the state of Colorado. And we really hope and pray that those families will be able to put their lives back together. As we said, fortunately, they're not reporting fatalities, although the sheriff did say with a fire spreading so fast, like he said as huge as a football field in a matter of seconds. That's how he puts it in terms of the spread of this fire. He says, fortunately, there are no fatalities. One officer was injured when some debris kind of blew into his eye, one of his eyes, and there are a few other injuries of residents. But the fire chiefs are out, and the fire brigade is there, and they're trying their very best. But man, oh man, imagine that. 580 homes in one area destroyed on Christmas Eve. I feel it for them, honestly. Inside of WTF, which is the short version, but most of you have come to recognize it as What the Fact. Inside the WTF this morning, I want to tell you something as you prepare to greet the new year. Make sure that you're surrounded by family or loved ones on New Year's Eve. That is the suggestion. Almost the admonition. I know it's not going to be possible in all circumstances, but with technology you can make it happen nonetheless. So here's the suggestion in WTF this morning. Remember this: the first person you come across in the new year could in fact set the tone for the next 12 months. Now this applies to couples as well. So here's it. If a couple celebrating New Year's Eve together does not kiss, the future of the relationship might be Splitsville. You heard? So be sure to lay one on your significant other right as you celebrate the start of the new year. Take my word for it. You heard? Okay. Boss a kiss! Make it happen. This evening, tonight, into the dawn of the new year, the dawn of a new day. All right, we need the interpreter. Let me talk foolishness about interpreter, because all I'm seeing is some indication by somebody trying to say something to me. Write it down so I can see what you're saying. All right, that was WTF. What the fact? It's now time for us to go on to our proverb of the day, which is normally aired, by the way, at 7:45. I looked across the glass and I indicated to Jody, just give me another 2 or so minutes. It turned out to be 4, but that's all right. The drinks are on me. So, it's now time then, albeit belatedly, for the proverb of the day. Reminding you that we're inside of an hour, brought to you courtesy of KFC. And the proverb of the day, I'm going to first of all play it, and then I'll give you both the translation, because it's going to come at you in patois, and we're going to give you the translation in English, and then we also give you the explanation for this proverb. So, listen carefully. It's short, but listen carefully.
By the pound and go by the ounce.
Once again.
By the pound and go by the ounce.
Piece I get cut off. I don't know how come, but somebody I try to create mischief, and it's not my take up. I know that for sure. All right, so what you should have been hearing is mischief come by the pound and go by the ounce. All right, mischief come by the pound and go by the ounce. Ounce spelled O-W-N-S-E in this instance. So, having heard the Jamaican proverb, let's now give you the translation. Mischief comes by the pound and goes by the ounce. That is the translation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the explanation. Mischief makers can stir up a tremendous amount of trouble with only a few words or maybe one action. The effects of this can be difficult to minimize. Let us not be mischief makers. We could hurt ourselves and others irreparably. All right? That is what I want you to remember today as you look towards a new year. Don't be a mischief maker. Fingers are being pointed in the studios again. I can't call names, but it looks like all fingers are pointing in one direction. Don't be a mischief maker for 2022, for God's sake. All right? You could harm people, even harm yourself irreparably. All right? Bear that in mind. That was our proverb of the day. You remember back in the day we used to talk about all toes are pointed in one direction because of all the different parties, and some toes for Boxing Day would be pointing to Sting. Some toes in Kingston would be pointing at some of those parties that you have played on New Year's Eve, and all kinds of events. It's not happening this time, unfortunately, but let's try to make it a good Christmas Eve. Yesterday, I actually caught up with a good friend of ours, Miss Kitty. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Kitty.
Usually when I see her, I go, meow. But this time, both of us were actually in a particular store in Kingston. And I turned my back and I said, Miss Hilton? Yeah, right? I know, I hadn't seen her since her successful completion of her law degree. Yeah, I hadn't seen her face to face. We had a good long chat, man. Long chat. And she's doing good. Morning, Miss Kitty. All the best to you and your family. Lovely every time. Now it's time for us to welcome our first interviewee or guest on the program. And let me just tell you that Kevon Edwards is the recipient of the Lasco Teacher of the Year Award. That is big in my books. And Kevon is a teacher of Spanish, actually, at the Kingston Technical High School, and has been there since sometime in 2015, I think around about September 2015. He's also the Chief Zone Coordinator for the Association of Spanish Teachers in Kingston and St. Andrew. Buenos días, señor.
Muy buenos días a ti también. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Estoy muy bien también.
Okay. Yo hablo en español muy poquito.
Excelente. Estoy muy orgulloso de ti. I'm very proud of you. That's great.
What did you say? Hey, Kevon. I'm totally lost, Kevon. Once I've used up all of the Spanish words that I know, and you're trying to engage me in a conversation, sir. Anyhow, thank you for joining us, Kevon Edwards, and congratulations. I'm proud of you, man. How are you feeling? Lasco Teacher of the Year.
I'm very well, thank you so much, Sean. It's actually other colleagues in Jamaica in the teaching professions were awarded this year for their excellence in education.
Yes.
Privileged to be one among the other great teachers as well.
Yes. Very, very wonderful to hear you say that. Let's go to the very beginning, though. What made you decide to become an educator?
Well, I believe teaching chose me, and I've always loved Spanish. Actually, when I was going to primary school, that's the Britain Primary and Junior High School at the time, my neighbor was an excellent Spanish student. And I just loved the sound and how she communicated and so on. So I always wanted to learn it. And when I got the opportunity, when I reached first form at Ascot High School, that's where it all started.
And how many years now? Several years later, you're still at it.
That was from 2001
yes.
to present.
Oh, my goodness. You would not have imagined that we would have been experiencing what we have over the past, say, year and a half, nearly 2 years. How has this made you, what changes did you have to make in your approach to teaching during the pandemic?
It was very challenging, but I am a very passionate teacher of Spanish, and I love when my students do very well. So I just adopt, and I am very grateful to the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information for the approaches in terms of teaching on the television and radio to engage the students. I was blessed to be a part of the team to prepare lessons to engage the nation students in teaching and learning.
You'd have had, no doubt, several successes through the years. If I should ask you to highlight, or maybe name one or two highlights of your career, Kevon Edwards, what would come to mind?
Well, there are several I'm going to choose.
I figure.
2017, I believe I was in my second year at Kingston Technical High School, and I was awarded Teacher of the Year. And when I successfully completed my master's degree in pandemic, 2021. So
yes.
I'm very grateful.
Yes, and congratulations. Looking. Well, first of all, next week there'll be, from all indications, face-to-face, the resumption of face-to-face classes. Is that something that you're looking forward to?
Something I'm looking forward to. I like to be in the classroom. I love to see my students, participating, engaging, and just having fun learning Spanish. So I'm looking forward to that, and it has implications for them as well because of the challenges with the online learning and so on. Sometimes not all my students are able to be connected, to be engaged. So I'm looking forward to that.
Have you already set your goals or your resolutions, and any that you might want to share with us this morning for 2022?
Well, I've not yet set any. I'm just looking forward to an excellent 22 and continue to be a better version of myself and just to be a blessing to others.
All right. Well, listen, man, again, we say congratulations. I thank you, and I thank all teachers for the work that you continue to do. Congratulations to you for this honor, and I wish you all the best going forward, and it was a pleasure talking with you. Hasta luego.
Muchísimas gracias. Adiós. Ciao.
All right, senor. Did he do French or Spanish?
A little bit of both.
Man, in my intro,
But you're good in.
I utilized all of the Spanish that I knew. As the conversation progressed, I didn't even remember that I would be able to say hasta luego. And it just came to me right at the very end. But if anyone is listening from Mexico or from Spain and you want to call me right now and have a conversation, I would have to get an interpreter. So many big stories came out of 2021. Which ones do you remember? I remember news broke sometime last year that a female would in fact emerge as the head of the Jamaica Defense Force upon the departure of the current Lieutenant General Rocky Meade as he's proceeding on to retirement. I remember that one very well. And it was announced that the JDF will have its first female Chief of Defense Staff. And I think she's going to be taking up office in January. That is going to be next month. That is going to be, which starts tomorrow, right? Imagine that. My goodness. Yeah, it's sinking in. Her name, by the way, is, she's been a career soldier, Commodore Antoinette Weems Gorman. And she'll be promoted to the rank of Rear Admiral come January. And she'll take over as the Chief of Defense Staff. I'd like to take time to say congratulations again. We did it back then and doing it again. And we look forward to her taking the reins, and all the best to you and to your family and to the men and women that you lead in the JDF. What's her? Rear Admiral Weems Gorman. Her friends called her Antoinette. Congratulations again. The region was plunged into mourning in early January, it was this year, when founder and chairman of the ATL group of companies, Gordon Butch Stewart, passed away at the age of 79. I remember that. And at the time, I remember I spoke on air with a prime minister within the region who was a very good friend of Butch Stewart. And very, very good friend. And he broke down in the interview to the extent that we had to give him a few moments to regain his composure before he could carry on. I remember that very, very well. Mr. Prime Minister at the time, Alan Chastanet. Yeah, so that was one that happened that we remember. I see a story that came out yesterday evening that there was a major police operation taking place in eastern St. Andrew in the community of Tavern, where it was being said that a wake was being held for alleged gangster Christopher Dogpaw Linton. He was shot by the police on October 12. That was a big story out of Jamaica. And he's slated to be buried today. And so apparently yesterday they had a wake, and the police actually were there in their numbers. I suspect members of the security forces. So, the sources that we tap into indicate that several persons were taken into custody. And that was a matter. We're not too certain what the situation is like this morning. But as the day progresses, we'll get more. And as we get it, we'll share it. And it's that time, being a Friday morning, when we make that connection. We call it the Canadian Connection, as we team up with our friends over there at G98.7 in the GTA, Greater Toronto area. This morning we have a surprise to spring on you. Good morning, Jay.
You thought it was Red, but Red is on a Jaycation. That's
really
right.
Now, does that mean that Red is in Jamaica?
No, not yet, not yet. She won't let us go until we both get to come down there and be with you. But we have a friend from your past, which you've already been
hear
around.
About this now.
Yes, someone you've known, someone you've been around with.
I'm excited,
and she's beautiful too. Because I have to keep the seat beautiful because she's here in the building. Yes. Miss Tanya Mullings is joining us.
This, Tanya!
Welcome, Richie B.
What's up, Tanya? How you doing?
I'm good, love. How are you?
Better for seeing you and having you as part of this program. Wonderful having you. Quite a surprise.
What a lovely surprise.
Yes. Holding it down.
You're still getting a little red skin, but a different type of red.
See how them treat me around here, Richie?
No worries. He does comedy for a living. It's okay.
Right. I love him. I love him to pieces.
Yeah, man. Enough respect.
How was your Christmas?
It was wonderful. It was great.
Really?
Let me just tell you, though, Jay, I should have consulted you so that you could tell me how to deliver a good joke. Because you do that very, very often when you're not on radio. And I was a part of a Zoom family meeting where I had a showdown between one of my nephews to see in a versus type battle who could deliver the best joke.
Wow.
And when the night was done, I came second of the two of us.
Oh, man. I thought you'd have taken it home. I would have given you some tips, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Of course. You have a partner in crime here.
As soon as the results were made known, I said I should have contacted Jay on this. Next time.
Yes. Well,
How about
Christmas
you?
was wonderful. Christmas was wonderful. I was able to go over to my family up in Shelburne, a little bit north of the city, and we all just slept over, wore the pajamas, ate some wonderful food. I think I put on about 2.5 pounds, so I have to go on a little liquid diet to lose weight. Join the Perion diet over the New Year so I can get muscle up.
Vegan it up now.
What did you do, T?
I had a wonderful Christmas, Richie. Relaxing at home with the family. You know, last 2 years with this COVID, and we're still dealing with that. It was a pretty good Christmas. I can't complain at all.
Wonderful.
How was yours?
Yeah, it was great, man. I tell you, all in all, it was really a wonderful Christmas. How's your sister?
She's good. Everybody's doing good in the family.
All right, glad to hear that. All right, so we're at New Year's Eve. 2022 is around the corner.
Yes.
Are we busy making New Year's resolutions, setting goals? What's up with that?
We're doing that. We're making sure. Well, here at G, we're going to have a nice party online. Red is going to be online with Ritz making music all night long. So we're going to have different DJs play throughout the night and keep you well entertained. And man, we have so many shout outs for the New Year's Eve. You know how we do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What do you
Tanya,
have planned?
you're working, right, Tanya?
No, actually, I am going to. I don't know what I'm doing, to tell you the truth, because every year it's last. No, I'm like that. Everybody last minute, you go home now and you say, hey, what's going on? It's because of COVID right now. Everybody doesn't want to go around too much and be around certain people and all these things. So last minute, jump up, that's me.
Okay,
if not, I just sit home and, reflect on the year and think what I want to do. You know how I do my thing, Richie.
I know how you do your thing. You doing any radio on the weekend, Tanya?
Yes. Well, I'm not sure if we can say that on air. I'm on the internet radio stations, Reggae Global Radio. Yes, out there in Florida.
She's multifaceted. You see what I'm
know
talking
that.
about.
You know that. I've seen the pictures of you guys in Dominica. Y'all had fun.
Oh, you saw those?
Yes, I showed him everything. Us in Irie Jamboree out in New York. I showed him out when we were in Dominica and all these things we did.
We have been places, man. And let me tell you, listeners, for those of you, especially those here in Jamaica who do not know, she's also a great musical talent. Her late dad was very, very involved in the music and has really started her off on a good thing. And Tanya has been giving us some great songs through the years. Really happy to have you.
You know what else? Quickly, there's a lot of visitors from Canada that are in Jamaica right now,
Yeah, we
a lot of the little snowbirds come down there, so I want to do a quick little shout out. I'd like to big up the Atkinson family and the Scott families that are down there celebrating. Big shout out to Miss P and Alex and the amazing team at the Villa Suite Villa in Montego Bay at Coral Gardens.
All right, fantastic. There are some Jamaicans who actually have gone up into the cold. And,
really?
Yeah, there are a few Jamaicans that I know who are in Toronto as we speak. Mrs. Scott comes to mind, and we say good morning to the Scott family and all those other wonderful people. I also want to take time to say a special shout out to Red, who is off for a little bit, and we hope that everything is going well on your little, what do you call it, staycay or JK?
I call her a staycation.
Jaycation.
I call mine the Jaycation. She's on a staycation.
Big up, Red.
And she's in the city.
Yes,
she's not
big up,
moving
Red.
yet, but she'll be back next week.
All right, cool breeze. Now, let me tell you something. I have a feature that I carry at 7:25. We call it WTF.
Oh.
Yeah, Friday. I know something there. You got Friday.
And my producer says that is best referred to as What the Fact.
Oh wow! Well, you got me. I'm a comedian, and I was waiting for that punchline. I was like, "Wow, go on with that."
No, I thought that was bad, Jay and Tanya. But then I heard Chris Hales a while ago.
Yes.
Did he say something about Al-Fakir?
Did he?
Where is that?
I have no idea. And Chris Hales has that pronunciation,
Yes,
that tone to him. So we just leave Chris Hales with Chris Hales.
Yes. Our Sammy Davis Jr. right there.
There you have it, right?
Talented Chris Hales.
So I did a little Google search in any event, and it says Alfakher is actually, I suspect, a place that is somewhere on the face of this earth. I haven't been there.
Right. It's got to be somewhere.
It's got to be somewhere. All right. So how you guys going to be ringing in the new year? Have you decided yet?
Well, for me, I'm just going to stay home. I'm going to do, I'm seasoning food because I'm doing a big cooking tomorrow.
He's always seasoning and eating, and
Yes,
I still can't reach his house
You can
because
get some
everybody eats all the
tomorrow.
food before I get there. Well, you keep saying tomorrow.
No,
can't come
tomorrow
yet.
I'm cooking food and some passing by. My mom used to say passing by. So when passing
and
by
I keep
come
passing by and the food done.
no, it won't be done. It can't be done. Tomorrow I'm making everything. Richie B, if we're here, you could pass by and get a plate. I'll put it in a container
Yeah,
and you go on your business, right?
You'll get it, Richie. I don't seem to get it.
All
Oh,
right,
my
okay for her
goodness.
tomorrow.
He also sent me a package which has not yet reached, but I suspect it will get here soon.
You not get it, Richie. Keep waiting.
Oh my gosh, you guys have me like I'm bad business. But we have New Year's resolutions, and I'd love to know what yours is, Rich.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, to be a better version of myself in everything that I do is really what comes to mind right off the bat. Yeah.
Yes.
And to continue
me,
to bring
I plan
happiness to people. Yeah, what's yours?
For me, I plan to have a year that's better than what's ever been. That's right. Taking it up to another level, getting into my TV and movie work. I really want to put my pledge into that.
Yeah.
Perrion was saying the same thing. We all got to be a better person than we were last year. That's all we can ask for. And live
Yes.
life to the fullest and live it
Absolutely.
one day at a time because tomorrow is definitely not
No
promised.
promise. Yeah. And Tanya?
Me, you know me, Richie. I take on a million things at once. I'm learning to just take on what I can manage and let the universe take me where I'm going. That is my thing in the new year.
Yeah, okay, cool. Best wishes to all of you. My son actually turns 18 today. His name is
Oh,
John.
nice.
Yeah, his name is John Mark, and he's listening. You know what would be nice? Tanya, you can...
Happy
there
birthday
you
to you.
There you go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
After that, I don't have to get him another gift.
No, that was beautiful.
Absolutely.
In the morning, she's hitting them notes. I'm so proud of you.
Oh yeah, she has done that to millions of people over the years of her career, man. Wonderful. And thank you, Tanya. Happy birthday, John Mark, from Mommy, Suzette,
you.
from from Dimitri, and from Ray. We're joined at this time by Jody. Hi, Jody.
Hi, morning.
What's up, Jody?
I'm here having a blast with this music, man. Oh, my
Oh,
goodness,
yeah.
a party over there, oddly boy.
When we started that last segment, she was seated. By the time we got into the second song, Jody was out of her seat. And then we saw, you got moves.
Yes, man.
Yeah, you got some dance moves and all the other
Got a
stuff.
little here and there, you know, a little.
What? And I saw other members of staff coming in. They must be tired by now the way they were dancing
Trust
a while
me,
ago.
we're waiting for more music.
All right. What a year it's been, Jody. I mean, so many things happened. Bridge 99 FM launched on July 12, and that's a biggie. That is when we actually started right here, meeting all of these wonderful people, some of whom are in the studios right now watching us and listening to us. It has been quite a wonderful experience.
Yes, it has been.
Yeah. Commendations to the management, the owners for the vision and the foresight. And I remember when we had that outside broadcast from one of the hotels in New Kingston, where we had that launch. That was a grand
Yes,
occasion
it
that I
was
thoroughly
a big
enjoyed.
deal. I saw that.
Yeah, you saw that. You weren't here at the time,
No,
right?
I wasn't here, but
Yeah.
I was watching. The break.
But you already thinking about coming, I suspect.
Yes. From the inception,
And
I.
as soon as an opportunity presented itself.
Woo, did I jump in?
And then I also went up to New York City within a couple of weeks' time, and we did a massive broadcast.
Right, that was
with our
dope.
friends from Sampars.
Yes.
Yeah, that was also quite something. We also teamed with Ira Jam Radio, our big sister station in New York at the time. Entertainment-wise, so many things happened locally.
So many things happen locally. You know, we can start from Tanya Steven,
Oh,
you know,
Lord. Yeah.
announcing, you know,
That
she
she
didn't
was
call the name, but she was raped by a very well-known entertainer. We're
video.
still trying to figure out who that is. You know, we still who I pretend like them don't want to know. Me want to know. But just to, you know, me want to know.
Hey, Tanya, if you're listening, Jody wants to know.
Yeah, but
don't,
you
don't
know.
call her, ask her about
Me
it.
not call her.
You
She
hear
come
about the radio
cuss me off.
station, the radio personality, don't
Look
call her?
here, you know, and Tanya come down me. It's all right. But, you know, everybody was curious to be like, who is this? You know, if they're well known. And then the whole Richie Stephen allegation as well that came afterwards. So everybody was like, Lord, what is this? So that some major news. And then, of course, we have to big up Spice. You know,
Oh,
Spice.
Spice.
Oh, we're going to big up all the persons who are nominated for the Grammy. I don't want nobody to say why is she so, you know. But big up to Spice. I'm really proud of her.
I'm tempted to ask Jody one question
What's
right now.
that?
And that is, who are you carrying to win the Reggae Grammy?
Obviously, Spice.
There you go.
It's like, it's pretty obvious, you know.
She was,
I really want her to win.
you
though.
really do.
Yes, I really want
All
her
right,
to
let's see
win.
how it goes.
She
We'll be
deserves
having
it.
one of the nominees next week.
Yes, we will be
Yeah.
having them next week.
He's
Wednesday,
actually in
so-
Jamaica, and we'll be having him on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Like him too, but
Get the memo.
You didn't get the memo?
You didn't get
Get the memo.
Oh, you want to hear the name?
now you know.
Yo,
You want to hear the name?
Yo, when I leave out bad man out of thing.
You can't get left out.
Hold
man,
it, hold it, my G, hold
because
it.
you might just say, no music. We can't deal with that. Morning Gramps. Anyway, them are youth.
Yeah, so you know that was major.
Yeah.
Coffee did well this year.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Fantastic.
having her music in the
movie.
that Netflix movie
Yeah,
that
and
everybody's
of course,
great.
Barrington Levy also inside of that.
Right.
Dennis Brown also got some
Yes.
good recognition in that movie.
Yes.
It's really a good look. I like
was
to
a
see
good
when
look
you're
for-
watching these
for
movies and you're
artists,
hearing,
right?
yeah, our music and culture coming through.
Yeah.
Bonnie Whaler passed.
Yeah, we lost
we just
some good
recently
people.
lost so many people. Lee Scratch, Perry,
Perry, yes,
Robbie Shakespeare,
Robbie,
and there are others too. We express our condolences once again to all of them.
Yeah.
Internationally, a lot was going on. Britney Spears was inside of this
She
hell of a
finally
contract.
free Britney.
Oh,
She
gosh.
free that.
You saw what happened at the courthouse when the announcements were to be made? Thousands of her fans
Yes,
turned
man.
up.
A long time our father try to spend our money for her. So I'm glad to say, you know, she free.
Yeah.
And finally.
Could you survive in a regime like that?
No, sir.
No way.
I burn down everything. Light it. Fire.
She's about to say the Colorado fires that destroyed 580 homes up to this morning.
Which is
Wooden burns.
unfortunate.
Wooden burns are
Wooden
hot.
burns, sir. You can't. Me not have them spirit there.
Yeah. Don't try it. Yeah.
But yeah, that was massive. And what's his name? Alwick or so?
Who's that now?
Balwick?
The movie star?
Yes.
Chadwick.
Chadwick.
Yeah.
Yes, Chadwick. No, but not him. The white man. That shot the.
Oh, Alec.
Alec Baldwin. Alec
right.
Baldwin. Yeah.
Baldwin, right.
He said he never pulled the trigger.
But he said that he never pulled the trigger. No, I'm confused because it would have made sense if he did, and you know he had no idea that there was a live round in there. But now the fact that you're saying you didn't, and everybody's like,
trigger.
"Yes, sir, you pulled the trigger. That's why she gets shot."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now I'm curious about that. So I'm interested to see what happens.
World
next
is going to
year.
be watching that one big time.
Yeah, what happens with that? But
You want to know what I'm watching?
Tell me.
The only thing that is on everybody's front page for 2 years,
Lord,
believe me,
we know.
and through our entertainment fraternity, this well, I mean, it's still news. It's COVID.
Yeah.
You know, and you know the effects on entertainment and entertainers really.
Right.
Yep.
You know what's gonna happen on 22. Richie, if 22 if it's gonna look like that dog. Right now,
You see what I'm to the dog.
12 o'clock tonight can stay right there. We'll just hang on to just the edge of 21, and we'll look at 22 over there and say,
Hey, but seriously, 2021 was quite a year.
Yeah, man.
Who remembers the Kevin Smith situation?
Oh, Lord.
Does anybody? The
Everybody.
Pathways International
It's still a
Cult?
thing.
Listen, man.
What a story that
was.
That was
interesting.
a big one.
That was a whirlwind. It went by so fast, though, you know.
I
And
didn't predict that it would have ended like that.
No.
Nobody
That
saw
was
that
the
coming.
last thing on my mind when that happened. And it happened so fast.
I remember when I saw the images coming on my phone that morning, I was like, nah, this cannot be right.
Yeah.
You know, but we had to believe it because it was true. George Wright was another big story. Jody, remember the George
man
Wright situation?
With the
I know that
allegedly.
I don't think he sits on stools. If that's where you're going. Yeah, but that was a big story about a politician out of Westmoreland.
I said it's not him, though.
Yeah,
So
but you know, I tell
we're
you the
curious
truth.
to find out who had that.
Every time. He and Alec Baldwin have maybe the similar
Yes, you
legal
know, because I'm
representation.
saying, who had the stool? You know, if it wasn't you, who was that? You know,
I tell you, that was a story. Every time I talk about it, though, I remember when I interviewed Peter Phillips' son, Mikhail Phillips. And I asked him, you remember George now is sitting on the other side.
Yes.
And I asked him, so what happened when you how did it happen? And he says, you know, he was sitting on the opposition benches and he turned around, he was saying something to Philip Paulwell, and then he turned back around and he saw George Wright sitting beside him. And he was like, wait, what you doing here?
I have a song for you.
You have a song for that? He was speechless and quite shocked. And I had to ask him what was the reaction of George, and they didn't get into a lot of conversation, but it was quite a moment. The COVID pandemic also, we saw where there were shortages with oxygen at one point that was causing a lot of problems. Yeah, there's some big stories. And the year in review, I'm sure, will carry most of them. Remember, on the political front, the PNP had a lot of shall we say, resignations. There was people like Damian Crawford, Wickham McNeil, Mikhail Phillips himself, and Philip Paulwell had resigned from positions within the party. A lot went on. Sports-wise, wow. Olympics.
We did well in Olympics. Big up Jamaica. But, you know, we really showed out. So we have to big up our Olympic team that went and just did really well for us.
Definitely so.
I'm biased. I mean, we had no Usain, but they all did well. I mean, you know, the ladies.
Big up Elaine. Big up Fraser Price.
Yeah, Shirley and the rest of them. Yeah, big up all of them. All right. So it has been quite a year, but we look forward to some. You set resolutions? You do or you don't?
You know, I'm just try to see what I go on for 2022. I know that everybody wants to be a better version of themselves. Who doesn't, you know? So the aim is just to be a better Jody and Beckford. And so we'll go on for 2022. I know I'm strong enough for whatever is coming because we don't know what is coming, but we just prepare ourselves for anything right now.
Indeed.
Right.
Thank you, Jody.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much. Thanks for dropping by and thanks for your help here on Up and Go, as always. DJ Audley.
Yeah.
2022 almost there, my brother.
Listen now.
What you say? Ready for it?
Let me take the time out to say to you personally, right? Because a lot of people don't know. We go way back.
Yes,
and
sir.
let me tell you, big respects, Richard Burgess,
Aye.
the party master.
Sure.
Richie,
Yeah,
let me
the
tell you
man,
something. Hey, if people only know how much road we crush up in you know,
yard and abroad.
and honestly, just, you know, us sticking it out and, you know, you know, leave me out and nothing, Richie.
No,
respect
sir.
me, I tell you.
Yeah, man.
You know, I respect that.
Bobby, can
A
tell
lot.
you more about that. Mr. Clark.
Well, I know, and let me take the time out to big up Bobby Clark.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Right? Yeah, man. Big
Yeah,
up
man.
and well, me have a big up scene, you know.
Oh
scene.
yes, definitely,
Yeah.
and all the
Right.
colleagues and
The entire-
here,
the entire
the
crew,
entire Bridge
you know.
family and the entire Ira Jam family. It has been quite a journey and wonderful journey, as a matter of fact. All right, it's now 16 before the hour of 10 o'clock. Like I said, people must understand that what we're doing, especially today, is not by accident. we're working a plan.
Yeah.
And they should also know that we had several conversations yesterday in terms of what we'd be delivering today.
Throughout. All right, put it this way. We don't sleep. I mean, a lot of people
no,
don't know that.
Yeah,
you know?
a whole lot. The majority of the work is actually in planning the what we'll be doing.
Yeah,
the execution sometimes is the easy part. Yeah. Because you have to go deep into your music bag or your mind and your thoughts and come up with ideas, and that is what makes the work exciting.
Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go, The Bridge, 99 FM.